So I wanted to post this post, but I couldn't because it was too long. And it was basically a response to this video that I saw this morning with this little boy. He was crying, saying that he didn't want to go, to his mom's and this and that. And I couldn't help but to pick it apart because so many people were missing the actual message, of the little boy. They were listening, but they weren't really listening to the little boy. They were only listening to figure out how they could appease the little boy without actually understanding the significance of what he was saying. And he was talking about his mom and how she makes him upset and angry and this and that. And they come from a separated household. And the dad was just telling him to be quiet and shut the door on him, pretty much. And I couldn't help but to give my perspective on this because I've been here. And I think it's very unfortunate that us as a society are not recognizing like the actual problem. And when the mother is upset, the child is a channel for that. So if the child's misbehaving, acting out, they're basically like the channel and voice piece for the mother. So instead of appeasing the child, you focus on the mother. And men do not know this. It's purposefully been built this way, to take out society, because you can't properly have a good society if you don't have a proper understanding of union, of the role of a woman and a man, of a father and a mother. And so if you separate and you no longer want to be together, that's your freedom of choice. But that does not change the dynamic of the family unit. The man has to recognize and wake up and realize that their role is to understand what's happening with the child and the mother and to respect it. They have to be able to respect the fact that if they want their child to succeed, if they want their child to grow up healthy, they have to support the mother in order for her to be the mother, in order for her to be loving and caring and nurturing. So pay attention to the mother and you can have a healthy kid, but nobody wants to do that because the immature man cannot have a conversation with somebody that they don't like. And that's the problem, is they're not old enough and mature enough to have a conversation with someone that they don't like and understand that it's not about them, it's about this child. So how can you support the child? By supporting the mother to make sure that she is supported. Now, you can call her out if she's a piece of shit mom, sure. But understand that the child's a channel and a voice piece for the mother. So if he's saying these things that she's upset and she's this and she's that, then your priority should be to go and talk to her and understand what's going on. But men don't do that. And the cycle continues. It just continues and continues. It's really unfortunate that our society's been set up this way, but it has. Aw, thank you. You're very beautiful. Thank you. Appreciate that compliment. Thanks. So, I couldn't help but to give my perspective on this because I didn't see one person in the comments talk about the mother. Not one single person. And you've got grown-ups in there saying, give the child to the father. What? That's like putting a Band-Aid on a hole in the heart. There's a hole in the heart here. The child's heart has a hole because the mother is not, supported, isolated, whatever's going on. And in order to fix that hole, you've got to fix the connection, the mother. But instead, you want to just give them a lollipop and say, your mom's not a good mom. Sorry, goodbye. I'm the best. And it's so awful. It's so twisted. Immature and ignorant. And that is why I'm doing the reclamation of self. That is why I've committed to starting this and to doing what I'm doing now, turning my book into a course, because I can't help it. I think about it all the time. I think about how different the world would be if we started at a higher intellectual level, how our kids would be different. Our whole world would be different. And our ignorance just continues the cycle over and over. I've been through this. And all it takes is a little bit of a deeper understanding of what's going on. Because there are intelligent people in the world. but they're running the show and they've decided to manipulate society and to confuse us. And these homes are broken. And I know what it's like to desperately seek out help for someone to make the other parent work with me. Like, I literally know what that's like. I know what it's like to go seek out therapists and seek out and say, how can I get them to work with me? This is what I need as the mother. And I'm not asking for much here, right? I'm asking for just a decent conversation, human to human. And what do they say? We can't make a person do something as an adult. And I go, it's not about me and it's not about them. It's about the kids. It's about the kids. Can we not have that realization? Can that not be enough? Can the kids not be enough for us to say, okay, let me set myself aside. Let me set my pain or my anger or my resentment or whatever aside and understand the dynamics between the mother and the father of a child. The father is supposed to provide and protect. The mother is there nurturing and loving and caring and teaching all these little things, remembering the appointments, taking them to all these things the mother does. But she can't do any of that if she's out here having to run around and act like a man. And then she's got to take care of a grown man who is like a child. How do you take care of a grown man that's a child when they have full rights to make their own decisions? You can't. And all it does is hurt you because you can't do what you're meant to do, and the kids suffer for it. And then you end up having women who hate men. You end up having women who resent men. And that is what is going on. And that's what you see everywhere is women hate men. But the thing is like, I don't hate men. I love men. But I also understand what's happened. I understand the confusion. The society is literally set up this way. They've done this to us and we're so, confused. And we have so much chaos that when a kid cries, we just want to give them what they want. Even though we're not looking at the fact that they're not capable of understanding the deeper layer of what they need. What they need. Kids don't know. If that father in the video, instead of slamming the door in his kid's face, if he had said, all right, this is a problem. We got to get this figured out. Why do you not want to go? If he were to call his ex, the mother of his kids, if he were to call her right then and there and said, hey, let's get together. We're going to get together. We're going to meet and we need to have a talk, and said, hey, our kid is upset and I need you to be his mother. What can I do? What is going on? What is it that is so stressful that you need that you're not getting? And our kid is picking up on it. Our kid is feeling it. He's channeling it. What is it that you need? Because I may not like you. I may not want to be with you. But again, it's not about me. So what is it that you need to help our kids? If he did that, you think there's a woman that's gonna, not have that conversation? Because I can tell you she loves her kid. Begging for you to do that as a man. Begging for you to do that. You sit down, you have a conversation, and the woman is able to get a little bit of her dignity back, some guidance. Remember, men are leaders. We need men to guide us. So she's upset and you come and approach and you start saying, okay, I'm listening. Let's figure this out. That's exactly what she needs. And so even if you don't want to be together, even if you don't like each other, even just that little bit of direction gives her dignity back as a mother and shows that you actually are smart enough to understand what's going on. And everybody benefits. What's going to happen? The mother's happier, she's relieved, or at least she sees that you're trying to figure out a way to solve it. And the son is going to pick up on this. The son is going to feel that energy release. That blockage is going to release energetically from the mother, and the son is going to feel it. And the son is actually probably going to go to this father and say, I love you. Thank you so much for helping mom. Because I love mother too. He says in the video, I love mom. So it's like, he will acknowledge the father for doing that for the mother. Because kids can they read energy. And the father would get rewarded for helping the mother. So it comes back around to you, you know? And people are not analyzing these kind of things about family dynamics and what's going on with the kids. You know, they just want to play games, mind games about keeping information and being sneaky and resentful and petty. And they're taught this. We just keep teaching it over and over and over. It's a vicious cycle. It just keeps repeating. And it's really sad, and it makes me very angry. It's things like society teaches us this, but at the end of the day, when you come into an awareness, you have a responsibility to act on that awareness. All right. So you can't play dumb forever. Like, if you know, then you know, and you need to do the work. That's why I made the reclamation of self. Redefining self-love through shadow work. And I'm turning it into a course. Sad I have to do that, but yes, do the work. Because when you do the work, who gets rewarded for it? Our kids. Our kids get rewarded for you doing the work. For you growing up. And heal yourself. Take care of yourself. And thank you so much for joining me. If you did, I appreciate you. Tomorrow is my birthday. So if you watched until the end here and you tell me happy birthday in the comments, I will know that you watched to the end, and I'll be so forever grateful. And I definitely see you. Just know that. Okay. Love you. Have a good day. Bye.